The Foxes of Hollow Ridge. A sleepy, creepy mystery. They say the town of Hollow Ridge is so small you can walk through it in 5 minutes. Just a few timber houses, a school that's been closed for years, and a single general store that rarely opens. Most people pass through without stopping. But there are stories. Everyone in the next town over knows one. They say the foxes in Hollow Ridge don't run. They walk. They stare. And at night, sometimes, they gather. Emily was an ecologist, the kind who wasn't afraid to camp alone in forgotten places. She'd heard rumors from old farmers about foxes behaving strangely, traveling in packs, lining up along fences, watching. So she brought her tent, a notebook, and a motion camera. She set up camp just outside the old church on the ridge, where the scrubland gives way to mossy stone and wild lavender. The town was empty, or so it seemed. On her first night, she heard them. Not barking. Not howling. Whispering. Not human voices. But the rustling of leaves, the crunch of grass, soft and deliberate. Not the sound of wild animals moving. The sound of something following a path. She peeked out of the tent. 12 foxes stood in a wide circle around the churchyard. Each one perfectly still. Each one looking straight at her. Then, as if on cue, they turned and walked away. Not ran. Walked. In a perfect line, tails low, feet silent. She didn't sleep much. On the second night, she stayed up to watch. This time, she saw them before they got close. They came from all directions, emerging from the tree line, the hills, even from the long grass behind a collapsed fence. Again, they formed a circle. Again, they stared. But this time, one of them stepped forward. Its fur was pale, almost silver. Its eyes, too intelligent. It turned and looked at the old church. Then looked back at her. Then walked slowly up the steps and through the locked door without opening it. Emily approached the church the next morning. The old wooden door had been bolted shut from the outside for decades. She didn't expect to get in. But the bolt was unlatched. Inside, it smelled of damp wood and faded incense. Dust filled the air. But across the floor, in perfect, fresh tracks, fox prints. They circled the altar. They led to the back wall. And then stopped at the foot of an old photograph nailed to the timber. Faded black and white. A girl standing with a fox. Underneath, handwritten. In memory of Eliza, called by the wild. That night, Emily packed her things. As she left, she looked back at the ridge. The silver fox stood alone at the top, watching. And this time, when it turned to walk away, Emily followed. The end. Another tale from Sleepy Creepy Mystery.